What is up, everybody? Moto Moose here. The bike is finally in its winter resting place. I got a lot of my work done on my winter equipment that I needed to get done, and this one's going away for the winter. Still some shit to get moved to our on-site location, and then I'll have more room. But for now, I am going to make the video of removing the... Fuck that one up. Removing the what? What the fuck am I removing? The fairings. Fairings, there we go. Okay, let's try that again. For now, I am going to be making a video of removing the fairings from the CBR600RR. So for anyone that doesn't know how to do it, we're going to go over that right now. Take a look. And of course, to do any motorcycle video where I'm not riding, I have my trusty bourbon. So, let's get started. My fancy little tool from wish.com that was broken when it arrived, but it still works for what I need it to work for. It's got all the Allen keys I need. Okay. So I'm going to see if I can remember how to do this, because it's been a while. It's been 2 years since I took the fairings off. What I am going to say is the only one that I'm not going to remove is this tail fairing here. The reason for that being, it is a pain in the fucking ass to get back on. When I took the bike apart for the paint job, when we went to put this piece back on, I don't know if over the years the fairings, the type of plastic, the ABS plastic, I don't know if it shrinks, if it tightens, if it warps, or if it just loses its shape. But it took two of us almost an hour just to get this tail section to fit properly over the tail frame. So I don't need to work under that, so I am not going to remove it, but I will go over the different bolts that you got to remove and how to remove it, kind of thing. I am just not taking it off because mine takes a long time to get back on and it's very difficult. These out. Okay, so we're going to go with the mid fairing first. So mid fairing first, which is this fairing panel here, we are going to take out the quarter turn bolt, the quarter turn locking bolt. We have 3 right here, and then 1 down here, and of course there's a piece of tarp hanging off my bike. And then we have 1 plastic push screw that always breaks when you take them off of cars and stuff down there. And because I will forget and these fairings are staying off for most of the winter, I've got a notepad and I'm going to be writing down where they're from and placing them aside so I don't forget which bolts go where. So quarter turn locking bolt, boom, nice and easy, that comes out. Those ones I know where they go. I don't really need to write that down. Anything. So it is a good idea. If you're just taking them off, doing something quick and then putting them back on, you can always just take them off, put them down roughly where they were. A lot of them are the same size kind of thing, so it doesn't really matter. But since mine are going to be off for pretty much the entire winter, I will forget what went where, and I'm going to be walking around here, so I don't want to be kicking screws around and then lose. You like our notepad paper? Things I moose do? Everything is moose in our house. Okay, so there we go. So this top one here and this one here are what hold in this electrical cover fairing. Yes, I know the names are probably not all going to be the proper names. I call this the electrical cover fairing because all your computer plugs are right in here, and a lot of my signal light plugs are there too. So. There we go. Here's an easy way not to lose them. Just push them through the paper and they will stay where you put them. There we go. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to need a different tool for that one under there. Okay. There we go. Okay, it was just in the piece in the back of the screw that the screw threads into was just a little tight. I had to break the seal, that's all. Okay, so now that I got all the hardware off this piece except for that plug down there, I should be able to pop this one out. There we go. Okay. Of course it's a fucking Phillips. Okay. Okay, so this right here is what we need to get out. Set that one on that side for now. There we go. This one can go here. There we go. Alright. There we go. Mid fairing off. Okay. I'm gonna find a place for these later. For now, this will be fine. I think I'm gonna paint my manifold pipes while I'm down here when I'm doing the painting later on, because they're getting a little rusty. My exhaust is still great, it's just got this shitty surface rust on it, so I think I'm gonna paint them black because I can see it from the front of the bike and I don't like it. Okay, back up here, we're gonna try not to lose this threading plug here while we reef on this piece. The hard part is I don't exactly remember, did I put it in front first and then clip into the tank, or did I clip into the tank and then clip in over here? This is why it pays to make videos of it, because then when I have to do this again, I can go look back at my video and be like, oh, no, don't do it that way, do it this way. There we go. Okay, yeah. So you got to pop the front out. There we go, yeah. So, if you can see in here, this little bracket piece sits on a pin. Actually, I'll show you better once I get it off. So, there we go. There we go. There we go. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay, so yeah, these two pieces clip into the tank cover here. This piece here goes onto this little post right here. I'm gonna grab my flashlight. Goes onto this post here. So the way you get it on is putting it into the tank clips and then pushing this onto that post. And the way you got to get it off is you got to get it off this post first and then pull it out of the tank clips. All right, so we're gonna put this away. Okay, so left side's done for now. switch over to the right side. Do the same thing, but opposite side. Now we want to pop this off of that post. This side, I remember always giving me trouble because it fits differently than the other side. So out of the tank first, off that post. There we go. Right side electronics cover is off. Okay. So now that we got those off, I'm going to take the actual belly pan off. Okay. Which is going to be this one remaining bolt here, which is a size up. So that's going to be a 4mm Allen key head. Okay, on to the other side. Same thing right here. So, the underbelly is off. That could use some cleaning. So there's a bunch of rocks in there. But also, here's the dirt from most likely the chain because of the side, so that's where it sits, chain's right above here. But also from my my oil leak underneath the oil pan. So now that the fairing's off, let's see if I can see this oil leak better. There we go. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera, but like this is going to be your dirt from your chain and your oil from your lube from the chain that collects dirt. But this is pretty fresh oil, and it seems to be coming from the bolt or from this seam right here from the oil pan. So we're going to have to clean that up later and take a look. Okay. Next on the list, we're going to take the seat off. Yes, it is. 5mm bolt for the seat. 2 bolts. Try not to lose your washers, because when they fall in under there, under the battery case, they are sometimes very difficult to find. So once you get your 2 bolts off, it's a simple slide back and pull up. There we go. Seat is off. Good. Time to put these bolts back in. Okay, washer and bolt going back just so they don't get lost. So, if I were going to take the tail fairing off, you got the 1 push screw here, 1 push screw here, 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here. And that's all it is. Yeah, you've got 1 plug under here and it clips in to the under the leg fairing there, which I don't know the name for. But yeah, that's all it is. 2, 2, 2, unclip, unclip, and then it comes off this way. All right, so next is going to be my tank cover. Tank cover, going to be a similar idea. For the tank cover, we are going back down to the 4mm Allen key head. I'm going to start here. So the other part to this is you're going to have to squeeze it out of these holders, but I'm going to take the other bolts off first. Okay, so just keep in mind where your bolts are at this point. You've got this one here, which goes back to a 5mm. It's a lot of switching back and forth. That's why I like this tool. You just pull out the one you need. And now the top ones. And it's going back to a 4 again. So these need to come out too, because these side fairings here holds in both the tank cover and the tail fairing. So we got to get those plugs out to release this, because this is clipped into the tank here. So these are off. Okay, now you got to get back here. You've got the same thing, these stupid plug screws. Hate these damn things. When you work on cars, they always break, but at least these ones screw. The other ones, they're like a push pin kind of thing. They always bend or break, get deformed. Very handy tool, this thing. See that? got the curve, and it's got the fork so you can grab things. It's very handy. Okay. Now we're gonna get this mid fairing bolt here in the no, it's not on the mid fairing, it's in the middle of this side fairing. Okay, so now this is just clipped in like so. So you kind of got to push forward. See, they're like little hooks. You got to push forward and pull down to get that out. And now we're stuck in this rubber piece here. There we go. There we go. I don't want to lose this piece. There we go. I'll stick that back in there. There. So we unclip these three by pushing forward, pulling down. You got to get it out of this. See, this connection point keeps all three pieces together. And then there's just a push plug that goes into here. And then you can pull this piece off. I need to do the same on this side. This bolt can go back in here. And this plug can go back in the tank. And now, shit. Tank cover is off. So we're gonna put those back in the tail. There we go. So everything is off except for the front. Well, mud flaps. That mud flap's gonna have to come off. Actually, both are gonna have to come off because I'm gonna be changing my tires. So that'll be next. Okay, so next step. Rear mud flap has to come off. That is probably gonna be a 5. Looks like a 5. Bam, it's a 5. Why do I sound so excited? I don't know. Okay. Do I want to take the front one off right now? So because I am going to be doing an oil change and I need to get the oil running, I am going to leave this front fairing on right now because you can't start the bike without this fairing on. To get this fairing off, you have to unplug the computer from the back of your little dash screen here. And once you unplug that, the bike will not start. So this is going to remain on because I'm going to have to start the bike and run the oil to get it viscous so that I can do the oil change. Well, not even oil change. I got to drain the oil so I can check my stator cap here, or check my stator. See the status of that. But this one is going to have to come off because I'm going to be changing the front tire too and taking a look at my brakes and such. So we'll get this one off. Okay, we'll start here. And yes, it is the 4mm. There we go. Okay, so up in here, we've got this brake line, and it's bolted into the mud flap. But it looks like I'm gonna need a wrench for that. It is an 8mm. Oh shit, no, there's a brake line bolted on this side too, I forgot about. I think it's this one that I had to... Yeah, this bolt is different. So, I probably lost one when taking things apart last time. Jesus, what size is that? Oh, don't you be a fucking 9mm. I don't think I have a 9mm. I think I lost it. Son of a bitch. Oh, thank God. 9mm. Thank you. Mwah. I love my wife that buys me fancy tools. Okay. The camera's probably not going to be able to see this. I think it's being blocked by the fairing. Alright. So, because you can't see when I'm actually doing it, there it is right there. That's a makeshift bolt that I had to get. That's just a random, sorry, not a bolt, a random nut from my shop that I just found one that would fit. There we go. Okay. We are off. There we go. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, I gotta put these, they don't, sorry. Earlier I had mentioned that I was gonna put the bolts back into the mud flap, but it's actually on the bike that the bolts will have to go. One more piece off. Okay, so there you have it. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Everything's off except the tail fairing and the front fairing. Front fairing because I need to start the bike still. So that's going to stay on. But I will go through now how you would take that off. So, first things first, electronics. Here's your computer stuff. Okay, these two have to be unplugged. Simple. Push the pin right here and unplug them. This orange plug right here is for my left signal lights. Splits between down here and the signal on my mirror. Got to unplug those. Okay? Once you do that, move to the other side. I have a signal plug here, the blue one. Okay? Now I've got them, I extended the wires for my headlights.